Hello Carlin, this is coming to you MySpace angle style because I discovered that in my house we have no full-length mirror. The mirror image of it. Basically that. My cleavage in this dress is fucking massive. You wouldn't understand. It's crazy. Because I'm not used to having cleavage that is like unreal like this dress makes it. Check that crap. You could lose quarters in there. I'm sorry. Anyway. Just a quick thing before I jump over to reading. That really sucks that your driving teacher person thing was a gigantic piece of crap and clearly didn't see that, like, in normal life you're going to be driving over like 5 miles over the speed limit is usually like nobody's gonna pull you over for going that. So anyway, now we're just gonna jump over to me reading, and that sucks that that teacher was a giant piece of crap, and your new clothes look really awesome. So yeah, now the rest of this video is gonna be spent me reading a snippet from one of my stories. Alrighty, you'll have to excuse me, I wanted to slip into something more comfortable. And I'm just gonna read from a little bit, like, just a little section out of the middle of my story, so it's probably going to be really confusing, not make a whole lot of sense, but why not? Anyway, just a quick rundown. Aaron is... Sorry, that's weird because that's like your boyfriend's name, so it's like weird me saying it out of context, but in any case I had named this character Aaron before I knew you, and now it's cool that it's his name, and you're probably going to imagine him, which is fine, but it's whatever. Aaron is a zombie, and Calvin is one of the main character Lauren's friends, like co-workers, and she works at a morgue. And it's like post-zombie apocalypse, so they kind of deal with zombies at the morgue, like they, they like process them to be revived or whatever, and zombies can be sort of domesticated, but they're still pretty feral, and Aaron is different because he is like not the same. So that's logical. But anyway, here is the little bit of story that I'm going to read to you. Let's see. An hour and a half later, Calvin and I were pouring formaldehyde into my bathtub. Aaron, still in his coffin, was propped up against the wall of my bathroom. Until we get a big basin or something to put in the morgue, this will have to do. I spoke up, pouring the last jug of the preserving fluid into the tub. Calvin fought hard against his gag reflex. I don't think I'll ever get used to the smell of this stuff, he said haltingly. It occurred to me that, as he spoke, that I hardly noticed the distinct odor of the chemical anymore. What's the plan to keep me in my coffin now? Aaron's face showed that if he could be crossing his arms smugly, he would be. There had been a long discussion of whether or not to let him out of his coffin to get him to my house. I had fought valiantly against it, even through jamming the unwieldy thing into my car. Still, I'd had firm resolve and bungee cords to keep the trunk closed. Now, however, I was unable to think of any other excuse. The coffin wasn't watertight, as we'd discovered after trying to fill it there at the morgue, and Aaron had flat out refused to have the coffin submerged with him in it. I hardly believed his insistence that he was claustrophobic, but I was stuck. There isn't one. Calvin produced the keys to the coffin and braces and unlocked them all. Aaron attempted to step forward on his own, but stumbled badly. Calvin, against his better judgment, caught his friend, supporting him. "Why can't I stand?" Aaron asked, his voice full of concern. "It's the rotting process. You haven't stood for a full day and a half now. Your muscles will atrophy at an accelerated rate if... The conclusion I'd drawn was not one I was happy with. "If you don't work them," Calvin finished with a sigh. Aaron acknowledged the fact with grace, not celebrating or gloating as I'd expected him to. "Let's just see if this works, please." His voice was restrained as he focused on trying to awaken his leg muscles. Calvin started to help him into the tub when I stopped them. "Wait a moment." I moved forward, checking that my plug in Aaron's chest was secure. "We can't get this directly into your bloodstream. My theory is that if you bathe in this semi-regularly, you should be able to hold up like a normal zombie would. So far as your organs, if I'm right, drinking some of your bath should suffice." Aaron made a disgusted face that was almost comical with its severity. "Are we okay?" Calvin asked, starting to struggle under the weight of the zombie. I nodded, allowing him to help Aaron lower himself into the tub. "This would be more efficient if you were naked," I thought out loud, noting his jeans turning dark in the fluid. "Steady on," Aaron reacted quickly, shooting me a wary look. "I think this works fine, Lauren," Calvin agreed, giving me the same look. And I guess I'll stop there. I don't know. I'm not really happy with, like, my story as it stands, and it's weird. But in any case, I read to you like I promised, so I don't feel weird. And outside of that, my hair's really funny and awkward, kind of standing up at this point in time. And outside of that, it's raining outside, like, a lot. I don't know if it's raining where you are, but it's definitely raining where we are. And yeah, so that's my reading to you and my old prom dress, which I was very surprised to see still fit me. I was almost positive that I was going to come to the awful conclusion that it was not going to fit, but it did. So yeah. Anyway, I guess that's all for me for now. That's probably like way too long. So I guess that's it. And if you want to read like the story in context, then I can send you like snippets or whatever. But I don't know, I feel weird reading it out loud. It feels like it's all drawn out and awkward, and it's easier for people to read than it is for me to read to you. So anyway, that's my awkward like panic of my story. And yeah. I'll see you next time you upload a video.